We'll leave like this. Okay, y'all. So we kind of already just did this about the first three questions, but the footage got deleted. So let's take it from the top real quick. I had asked him this question like a few days ago, well, excuse me, like a few weeks ago, and I wanted to really properly ask him the question, sitting down, properly prepared with mics and everything. So the question was, what is it like to be married to someone who was married before? So if I look down, I'm reading my notes. So what was it like to be married to someone who was married before? And we're gonna hop right into that. And we're gonna start off with introducing ourselves. So I am 31 years old from originally Gary, Indiana. Then I was raised in California and I moved to Texas.
I'm 27 from Dallas.
We should say our names too, huh? So I'm Lajoyce, but I also go by AJ. Well, his family mostly calls me AJ.
I'm Byron.
And his family calls him BJ. Um, Question number two: how did you meet and what attracted you to each other? It was fun. I didn't even notice that at first.
But I met my wife. Well, it's not she was my wife. Well, I met her. I was praying to God to send me a woman who looks like her, great shape, great frame, great personality, and overall, like mostly, she's a Christian woman. I need that in my life. And the girl had walked into my job at the time. And I'm like, dang, she looked nice. She looked real nice. And it was her, my wife. Well, yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah.
She came to the store. I saw something I liked, and I helped her out find a charger. And that's kind of how we ended up, like,
Yeah.
married.
Yeah. And we'll go more into that like later, give the full story, but that's just the premise of it. Okay. Third question. For the partner who has been married before, what were your initial concerns about entering a relationship with someone who had never been married before? I didn't want him to like me. I wanted him to not like me because of my past. I don't want him to look at my past like, girl, why? And what happened? And blah, 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 blah. Like, I didn't want my past to be brought up that much. So that was my concern that he was gonna bring it up, and I was gonna have to answer all these uncomfortable questions. Number four is for me again. How comfortable were you discussing your past marriage with your current partner? I was not that comfortable, but I did because I had to. But we didn't really talk about it too much. But it wasn't comfortable. Honestly, didn't like it talking about it at all because I wanted to bury it, put it in the ground. But whatever. So question number five. How did your previous marriage influence your expectations for your current relationship? Well, I had high hopes for a living. I believe that my next relationship is gonna be my best relationship 100% because I knew how it was, and I was like, "Ain't no way, sheesh, ain't no way I'm gonna have that again ever." And I knew that I was gonna have God lead my relationship this time. Yeah. Number six. What communication techniques do you use to discuss topics related to your past? We open.
Um, Want to answer this one?
Yeah, you can answer it too.
I let the Lord lead my tongue. I'm open, honest, and transparent. I have the utmost intent, motive, directive when I speak to my wife on touchy subjects. It's more so get it done and over with, not sugarcoat it, but not be too blunt. Be very considerate, but just don't have any hesitation because we don't need any cracks in our relationship in regards to our integrity and how we handle each other and how we love each other. We're one now. We're not individuals. So the good, I take the good with the bad and the ugly. I love my wife. I love her who she is. That's what we do.
Have either of you, question number seven, have either of you experienced feelings of jealousy or insecurity, and how have you dealt with those feelings?
Prayer,
Yes.
Jesus,
First answer, yes, we have felt those
God,
feelings.
Scripture.
Very much so. Uh, Whenever we have those issues, we really just talk about it and then pray about it and then bring it back to each other and kind of like squash it and keep going. But we have definitely had the moments.
As a man, I take pride, ironically, in humbling myself and just laying it all on the table because it's important for you to get over it and nip it in the bud. The moment you feel any kind of way or some kind of way, you address it tactfully and with love, and you I kind of have expectations for my partner to be gentle sometimes, and I give her the same respect to be very gentle on topics that I may think is really hard and uncomfortable, but she may not think it's that way. She may take that the same issue and like, oh, it's nothing, but to me it's a big deal, or vice versa. So times like that, we have to compromise. Remember that everyone's different. We have different capacities, and to remain gentle and humble with each other.
Mhm. And I will say, looking at some of those past situations, it definitely kind of at first we may have like a blunt expression about it, whether it be positive or not the most positive, but we clearly and quickly like knit it all in the bud and kept it pushing. Number 8, learning from the past for the partner who has been married before. What lessons from your previous marriage have you applied to your current marriage? So a lesson that I've learned was to speak and communicate, and that's what we do in this relationship. We communicate. Is um, we communicate. So even though I may be feeling like scared, like we put it out there, and it don't be feeling good. Like sometimes the conversations be kind of hard to have, but we always be grateful that the other person had that conversation, and we are like working on it, like to like get better, like just get like more sharper, you know. But we have gotten pretty good at communication for sure. So, like, but right off the bat, I was communicating like out the door. Wasn't holding much back.
You wasn't really saying a bunch of nothing. You was saying stuff, but it wasn't just like
Okay, at first it was awkward. Okay, at first I was overly communicating
yeah.
because honestly,
She was nervous and shy around me, so she was just talking in
yeah,
circles.
and I didn't really know what to say, but I was just like, I'm gonna communicate, and then I got better and was like, okay, let's communicate proper stuff. And then I kind of wasn't as nervous around him, and I began to learn myself even more because being with a new person, different person, even just being with yourself, you kind of grow, let stuff go, and all that stuff. So that was what I was coming into, like me, and doing it in a very safe place. So yeah, it was communication was that main thing that was like, let's do that. And it was awkward at first, but we got it. We got better. Um Number 9, how does the partner who has never been married before support the one who has been married before?
Mm, I don't really see you as a person who's been married before. I see you as my wife, my friend. But I support you the same way I was. That's a weird question. Just support. I don't look at you any different because you've been married. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Question number 10. What steps have you taken to build trust in your relationship, especially regarding your past experiences?
Prayer, prayer, and positioning, meaning that I I make it a point in my 24 to invest quality time with my wife every day. Let her know she feel loved and appreciated. Support her. Um, rub her feet, shoulders, run errands for her. I spend time just I invest a lot of love in my wife, and I never did that with any other woman I've been with. And I don't know what they had going on, but evidently it wasn't nothing good because I'm the husband now. So it just I show my wife that she is loved and well thought about and cared for daily. That's the biggest difference for me. Like I used to hang out with my friends and do other like activities as opposed to being with the person I was with. But now it's I moved away. My life is God, wife, and work, and I'm okay with that. It's cool.
So do you see that as your steps in building trust? Like spending time with me daily is how you're building trust with me, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just let go and just stop thinking about the past. and just let it be like what it was on a day to day. Even though some days was harder than others, but they all got better. Like I just opened up, just like took leaps. Like if he said it, okay. And then even if it wasn't like a promise kept, I got better at not being so hurt and so crushed when it wasn't a promise kept. And then promises were kept. I was like, okay, all right, look,
Oh, that.
he
Oh.
people,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
human, and I would
Oh.
have patience with him. And yeah, so it helped me.
It was small stuff,
We're gonna move on. Number 11. What are some differences in your views on marriage, and how do you navigate those differences? What are differences views on marriage? I don't know if you have any like different views exactly.
though. Oh, I got one. Well,
What? Oh,
baby, listen to me. Baby, listen
oh okay. But I don't think that's like a different view. That's just me
to me.
humbling myself.
Listen.
I don't really say we have different views on like our differences. What are some differences in your in your views on marriage? We don't really have any different views on marriage. I don't really think so. I think if any differences come up, it's just in our marriage, but it's not really on marriage. We kind of look at marriage for what it is. We're married with God in the mix, and we gonna make it work and push through. Okay, that's it. Number 11. How do you manage holidays and family events, especially if um okay, we ain't got this issue, but I'm gonna say it anyways, especially if there are children involved in your previous marriage. Thank God that I do not have children from my previous marriage. God is so good. That's not something I want to be a part of. Okay, thank you, Jesus. But how do we manage holidays and family events?
A happy wife is a happy life.
No. He is very much so the only child, and he has the only child syndrome. So he will pretty much just wherever he want to go, he goes. But I think when it comes to family events, we got to get better at family events, anyways. When it comes to family events and holidays, we're not people who really celebrate holidays that much. Like
I am.
we're
I do. Me.
not for real. Okay, let me just speak for myself. Then I don't really celebrate holidays. I'm not a holiday person. I'm not a Christmas, Thanksgiving,
I
trick or
believe
treat.
in Santa Claus. If I knock on
So
your
we
door,
not
give me candy.
we they didn't ask what's our difference on holidays right now because we're not about to get into that. Because no,
Santa is real.
no, no, stop, stop. We're not gonna get into that, but pretty much I will say I wouldn't really say events, but we're really working on like building our own transition or not transition.
Real.
Huh?
Santa is real.
We're working on building our own traditions and stuff because when we do begin to have kids and pop out babies like popcorn, um, that popcorn bag gonna be real small by the way. But once we start popping out babies like popcorn, then it is definitely something that we're gonna pull to. Right now, we're even starting to create our own different
You
traditions.
talking about having babies right now?
Anyways, moving on. So when it comes to family events, if he wants to go somewhere, we want to do something, we'll just plan it and talk about it and do it. It really ain't that hard for us. That's pretty much it. But we do got to get better at going to family events. I ain't gonna front. What advice would you give couples in a similar relationship where one partner has been married before? Keep going, girl. You wanna go first?
Um, Marriage. Okay, hold on, hold on. Don't have sex before marriage. Really, make sure you stay prayed up, stay in a good book, go to church together, get with y'all leaders of God, leadership of God. Like your pastor, apostle, whoever. You get counseling right to go because you will experience a whole slew of thoughts, insecurities, intrusive thoughts, emotions, a whole lot of I don't want to say natural stuff, but it's logical, rational behaviors and thoughts to have to alleviate all the issues because you're gonna go through them like to, I guess to make it like easier to deal with. You know, if you really love that person, just get help right off the jump. That's the best advice. Every day is like take one day at a time, and and begin to encourage the partner who has been married to love new, to love again. Like it's not over. You still got more fighting you because being with someone who was married and went through a separation of words, it's kind of like you gotta be gentle. Like their morale or confidence could be kind of low in regards to like the whole marriage dating realm, which makes sense. But it's don't look at it like a failure. Just look at it like an opportunity to grow.
let you say that. Yeah. How do your experiences shape your future aspirations as a couple? I want to do a lot of things.
Mm. Man, I'm learning the value of a dollar. I'm learning the value of a minute, of a phone call, of a text, of a simple hug. So in the past, I took all that for granted. Didn't care about it. Didn't really look at it. Didn't notice it at all. So how does it shape my future? Well, with me learning the values of the small things, it's opened doors, opportunities for major things such as our 20th anniversary or preparing to go to our future kids' little Christmas play. It's made me more emotionally available, more spiritually available, mentally, and everything. It's made me more present in the moment. That's how my past has shaped my future. Because I did a whole lot of running around in circles, chasing my own tail, and doing extra stuff. And even being with her, I overlooked some of the quality key things that made me love her at one point. Now I have my perspective back, head on straight. I have a great woman, and doing things like this is it's like a mountain for me. It's huge. Yeah, that's how that shapes the future.
Mine shaped it by letting me know huh, the power of being patient with someone, and it helped me like learn that to let go and to not let like small things matter and to be free again and to like live again and that rebirth. Oh, I almost cried. But like God is so real that like He will rebirth you, and like being born again is so real because all your old stuff just die away. No, I'm getting a little froggy. But yeah, next question, so I don't cry. But God is good. It showed me how good God is and how faithful God is. Because God, when He said He will redeem and give you new, He will redeem and give you new, no matter what it looked like. Okay, God, who want a word? Okay, anyways, so next one is 15. Can you share a specific challenge you faced in your relationship where in your relationship and how you overcame it together? So, what is the hardship that we had to overcome together? I got a few of them.
I go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays,
Okay.
and then somehow, some way, every time we go through a hardship, the I met a guy.
Sorry, go ahead.
I met a guy that said something to me that fixes stuff. Fix stuff. And also, like, I mean, hardships are supposed to occur in anything worth fighting for, in any meaningful relationship. You see the couples who've been together for like 60 plus years. Every day was not peaches and roses and milk and honey, and every day was not something like no. It was turbulence. But you need that. You need that to love even harder, to love stronger. I'm like that.
Let it. I would definitely say like getting him to like commit to church was definitely like. But then
What?
at first you said it was a challenge. You mentioned going to church on some Mondays and Sundays and Wednesdays.
Baby, the church, the building wasn't that great because it was hot.
Okay,
It was a
but
hot
then
building.
well things just happen in time. Honestly, prayer,
It was a hot
prayer,
building.
prayer helped us work through things. We now got a new building. Matter of fact, come to our church and check it out.
It's actually a very nice building. I highly recommend it. It has Wi-Fi too.
Anyways, next one. Excuse me, have you created any new traditions as a couple and how do they differ from your past experiences? I want to create a new tradition. I want us to put up a Christmas cross instead of a Christmas tree. Because I'm not into celebrating Christmas, but he wants to celebrate it. So I'm like, okay, we got to bring Jesus all the way in.
We're doing
Okay.
Halloween next year too.
We're going to do Hallelujah night. Okay. And you get to pick a Bible character. We're going to work on it.
Okay.
It's
Who's
work
the
in
scariest
progress.
Bible character?
The scariest Judas. Because I feel sad for him. The devil?
Ooh,
Who's
no.
scared of that legion that got sent to that pig? Because I was thinking like, ooh, they drove it into a whole
I think
ocean.
I'll be Cain.
That's a good one.
He
Anyways,
got the
first
first
feel like a
body.
bad guy.
He got the first body.
Lord have mercy. Anyways, we don't know yet.
He a real simple.
What we just saying? Hypothetically, Lord have mercy. It's probably gonna be rules to this because Lord. Mm-mm.
The first
He's
step of
not baby. Stop. Lord have mercy.
Big
Help
King.
him,
Big
baby. Next question, quickly. Have you ever sought counseling or external help to address any issues in your relationship? If
Yes.
so, what was that experience like? Yes, we have. Actually, we went to marital
I made
counseling.
life so easy. I love this woman and I don't want to have no beef, no stress, no issues, and I'm not that smart. So if I need help, I pray on it, I get directed, and I follow through and execute.
We even talked to him today. We was like, "Hey, we'll be talking to you soon," because he goes to our church actually, and like we have it at our church where before you get married, you have to see a counselor. If you get married at the church, you have to see a counselor, and he's always available to talk to you. And yeah, so we actually had like a little quick smash up with him today, and
Just moving.
what's moving?
I don't know.
Oh, that I see that. It's a beetle. It's a
Oh,
grasshopper.
okay. Like a spider with the shadow.
Mm-mm. Thank you for being a grasshopper.
But
Okay.
I highly recommend counseling. Get with professionals. Like there's people who commit their lives to helping out marriages, couples.
And by the way, if you get married in the state of Texas and you go to marital counseling, you only have to pay like $10, $15 for your marriage certificate.
Yep.
And if you don't do it, you gotta pay like $200.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it does help.
Counseling is good. It's really good. It's really good. Like there, there's more for a later date to talk about.
Yeah.
How to de-escalate issues with your significant.
We'll get more into all that. Stop. I'm buying it up. Anyways, how has your relationship contributed to your personal growth and
buying it up?
How has your relationship contributed to your personal growth and understanding of love and commitment? How has your relationship contributed to your personal growth?
Priorities. I'm not only feeding myself. I gotta feed this one and I gotta feed the other one whenever we get the other one. So like ciao. So I have to feed. I'm not just feeding myself. So when I don't want to go to work, I remember I have a wife. When I don't want to go to another job, I have to remember I have a wife. When I don't want to. I don't want to. I remember I have to. And I have someone who I love so much. She's so pretty. So I want her to eat and to have stuff.
Focus. It helped me focus. Like it helps me like work on self development. Like it helps me always want to have a better character. Like I keep myself in check. And I think the biggest thing we're working on right now is me not being so overwhelmed. Like we've worked over my anxiety for the most part, but it's really been like me not
You blushing?
Anyways, let me stay focused when we talk about that right now.
How do you work on anxiety?
Anyways, so now we are working on me like not being overwhelmed because for some reason, if the raindrop ain't dropping in the right place, I be freaking out like it ain't right, it ain't right, it ain't right. And yeah, kind of bugging. And I learned the difference between fear and anxiety from Prophet Isaiah McWealth. Fear is like being scared of something that's happening, and anxiety is being scared of something that ain't even real. Okay, so keep going because I just want to say that real quick for somebody. We almost there. We got like two more. Okay, number 19. What is a one key takeaway you hope the viewers will gain from your experience?
Black don't crack.
An Asian don't raisin. I heard that.
Oh, cause they don't get wrinkly.
Well, they be saying looking young for no time. It's basically like the same thing.
Like probably like year 100, you start seeing that a little bit. By the time I get to 100, you're like okay, you're like okay.
Okay, you get old.
Yeah. By the time I get to 100, yeah. Key takeaway: put God first. Put God in everything you do. Put God in your relationship. Put God in your life, and you good.
Let God lead you and not be afraid to be born again. Not be afraid to do it again and try again. Do not be afraid of the redo. Like, do not be afraid. My biggest thing is do not be afraid because being with somebody before and then being with somebody again, it kind of can, enemy can trick you like, oh, it could be the same thing. You definitely will be fighting off fear. You'll be fighting off anxiety. You'll be fighting off all this stuff. But the biggest thing is to open up, to let go of the past and move on and to look forward and to do not look back. That is the biggest takeaway. Do not look back. Mm, mm. Okay, that wraps it up here. And if you have any more questions, leave it down below and we will let you know more for sure. Hey, peace out.
Amen.